Most people move through life trying to fit in. They follow social rules, chase approval, and do what's expected. But Sigma males don't work that way. They aren't interested in blending into the crowd or doing things just because everyone else does. Their life is built around independence. They don't follow, they don't lead just to lead, and they definitely don't copy the so-called normal behaviors that most people see as required. Sigma males often seem like they live by their own rulebook. While other people are looking outside themselves for direction or permission, Sigma males look inward. That makes them hard to understand. They might be successful but stay quiet. They might be alone but feel powerful. They don't need attention, but when they walk into a room, they often get it anyway. What society calls normal is usually just common behavior. It's what people are used to seeing, and it's what most people are told to do to fit into school, work, family, and social life. But for the Sigma male, normal doesn't mean right. He's not interested in going along with something just because that's how it's always been done. He questions it. He chooses for himself. This makes Sigma males stand out. Not because they want to be different, but because they already are. They don't perform for the world. They don't play roles. And they don't pretend to like things they don't care about. When you really look at their behavior, it becomes clear there are certain normal things that Sigma males simply refuse to do. This video breaks down 6 of those things. They might seem simple on the surface, but when a man chooses not to follow these common habits, he sends a strong message. I'm in control of my life, not the world around me. Let's get into it. Thing number 1. Seek external validation. Most people need some kind of outside validation. They want compliments, praise, recognition, and approval. Whether it's likes on social media, attention at work, or someone telling them they did a good job, external validation is what keeps many people going. But not Sigma males. Sigma males don't live for applause. They don't rely on others to tell them they're doing well. Their validation comes from within. If they feel good about something, that's enough. If they know they put in the work, they don't need a round of applause to believe it. This mindset starts early. While others are taught to compete for attention, Sigma males often go the opposite way. They avoid the spotlight. They focus on the task, not the reward. And when they achieve something, they don't make a big show of it. In fact, they often downplay their wins because they don't need to prove anything to anyone. This can confuse people. They wonder why the Sigma male isn't posting about his success or showing off. But that's because his self-worth isn't based on reaction. It's based on personal values. If he met his own standard, he's satisfied. If he didn't, no amount of praise can fix that. Avoiding external validation also makes Sigma males harder to manipulate. When you don't need attention, people can't use it to control you. That's part of the reason Sigma males are so independent. They're not chasing approval, so they make decisions based on logic, not emotion. They don't follow trends just because they're popular. They don't take jobs just for titles. They don't change their opinions to get more likes. And because of that, people may think they're cold or distant. But the truth is, they're just not performing for anyone. In a world where many are addicted to approval, the Sigma male stands alone. Not because he wants to feel special, but because he knows his worth doesn't come from the outside. It comes from who he is, not what people think he is. Thing number 2. People-pleasing. Trying to keep everyone happy is something most people do without even thinking. They say yes when they want to say no. They hold back opinions to avoid conflict. They act interested when they're bored. But Sigma males don't play that game. Sigma males do not build their identity around other people's comfort. They are polite, yes, but they are not people pleasers. They don't fake emotions. They don't go along with plans they don't like just to avoid awkward moments. And they don't sacrifice their values just to make someone else feel good. This can be misunderstood. People might think the Sigma male is rude or cold. But the truth is, he's just honest. He believes in being real more than being liked. If something doesn't feel right to him, he won't do it, no matter how normal or expected it is. This attitude also protects his time and energy. People-pleasing drains you. It puts other people's needs above your own, even when they don't deserve it. Sigma males avoid this by being clear about their boundaries. They say no when they need to. They walk away from situations that don't serve them. They speak directly instead of tiptoeing around what they really want. The key is that Sigma males are not trying to be mean, they're trying to be true. That truth sometimes upsets others, especially people who expect soft answers and easy approval. But the Sigma male isn't here to make everyone happy. He's here to live his own life. In friendships, in work, and in relationships, this makes a big difference. While others are bending over backward to be liked, the Sigma male is standing still, firm in who he is. That kind of presence is rare, and people notice it, even if they don't always like it. In the end, not pleasing everyone gives the Sigma male something most people never have: peace of mind. He can sleep at night knowing he didn't lie to fit in. He didn't say yes when he meant no. He didn't trade respect for approval. And that in today's world is not normal, but it is powerful. Thing number 3. Fake confidence or bragging. Many people put on a show to look confident. They exaggerate their achievements, talk themselves up, or act bigger than they really are. Society often rewards this kind of behavior, so it becomes a normal way to get attention and respect. But Sigma males never do this. They don't brag, and they don't fake confidence. Sigma males are secure in who they are. If they have skills, they let the results speak for themselves. If they don't know something, they don't pretend to be an expert. This honesty is rare, and it makes them stand out. They know real confidence is quiet. It doesn't need to shout or be constantly displayed. What confuses people about Sigma males is how calm they are in their strength. They don't feel the need to prove anything. If they succeed, they keep going. If they fail, they learn. Either way, they're not looking for applause or pity. Their confidence comes from knowing they can rely on themselves, not from convincing others to believe it. Bragging is often used as a way to cover up insecurity. That's why Sigma males avoid it. They'd rather face the truth than live behind a mask. And because they don't put on a show, people often underestimate them. But when the time comes, their real ability always shows, and that quiet confidence is far more powerful than fake bravado. Thing number 4. Be overly social or fill silence. Most people feel pressure to always talk, always connect, and always be part of a group. They force conversations, make small talk, and fill silence with anything just to avoid feeling awkward. This is considered normal, but Sigma males don't do it. They're not afraid of silence. They're not afraid of being alone. For Sigma males, silence is not empty, it's valuable. It's a chance to think, to observe, and to recharge. They don't need to fill every quiet moment with words, and they don't feel uncomfortable just sitting in their own company. This sets them apart in a world where constant chatter is the standard. In social situations, Sigma males often speak only when they have something meaningful to say. They don't compete for attention or try to dominate conversations. This doesn't mean they're antisocial, it just means they value quality over quantity. Their words carry weight because they don't waste them. This behavior can confuse people who expect constant engagement. Some might assume the Sigma male is distant or shy. But the truth is, he simply doesn't need to perform socially to feel complete. He chooses his connections carefully, and he doesn't waste energy on surface-level interactions. By refusing to be overly social, Sigma males protect their time and maintain their independence. They remind us that silence is not weakness, it's strength. Thing number 5. Hide uncertainty or pretend to know everything. Another normal thing many people do is hide their uncertainty. They act like they know it all, even when they don't. Admitting ignorance is seen as a flaw, so most people fake it. Sigma males never do this. They don't pretend to know everything. If a Sigma male doesn't know something, he says it. He's open to learning, and he sees no shame in admitting what he doesn't understand. This honesty sets him apart. In a world where many are bluffing their way through, his directness is refreshing. This approach shows real strength. Pretending to know everything is usually a cover for insecurity. But Sigma males don't base their worth on appearances. They know that admitting uncertainty is the first step toward growth. Instead of faking it, they seek the truth, do the work, and earn the knowledge. People may find this confusing because they expect men to project certainty at all times. But Sigma males are more interested in reality than image. They don't mind being wrong because every mistake is a chance to improve. This makes them more capable over time, while others waste energy keeping up a false front. By refusing to pretend, Sigma males keep their integrity intact. They show that honesty and humility are stronger than fake confidence. And that is something very few people are brave enough to do. Thing number 6. Lead from ego or try to dominate. In most groups, there's an unspoken battle for control. People compete to be the loudest, the most dominant, or the one in charge. This is seen as normal, even praised. But Sigma males never lead from ego. They don't try to dominate others just for the sake of status. For a Sigma male, leadership is not about control, it's about purpose. If he steps into a leadership role, it's because it makes sense, not because he wants power. And if someone else is better suited to lead, he's fine stepping back. He doesn't see leadership as a competition, and that alone makes him stand out. This rejection of ego-driven dominance confuses people who expect men to constantly fight for position. They wonder why the Sigma male isn't pushing harder, bragging more, or demanding attention. But that's because he doesn't care about the game. He plays only when there's a real reason, not to inflate his pride. By avoiding ego-driven leadership, Sigma males build respect naturally. People follow them because of trust, not fear. And when they choose not to lead, they still command quiet influence simply by being authentic. This is what separates them from the crowd. They don't chase power, but they often end up with it anyway. Sigma males live by their own rules, and that shows clearly in the normal things they refuse to do. They don't seek validation from the outside. They don't waste energy trying to please everyone. They don't fake confidence or brag just to look strong. They don't force themselves to be overly social or fill silence with empty words. They don't pretend to know everything when they don't. And they never lead from ego or try to dominate just to feel powerful. Each of these choices comes from the same place, independence. Sigma males value their freedom above approval. They choose honesty over image, reality over performance, and self-control over ego. In doing so, they confuse people who are used to the standard rules of behavior. But they also earn respect because they live in a way that few are brave enough to try. These 6 things might seem small, but together they paint a clear picture. Sigma males don't bend to society's version of normal. They decide for themselves what matters, and they live by that decision. That's what makes them stand out, not because they're trying to, but because being true to yourself always creates distance from the crowd. If you see yourself in these traits, it might explain why you've never felt comfortable following the usual path. And if you know a Sigma male, maybe now you understand why his behavior seems so different. He's not trying to rebel, he's simply being real. In the end, Sigma males prove that not doing what's normal can sometimes be the most powerful choice. They remind us that independence, honesty, and authenticity are worth more than fitting in. And that's why the world may not always understand them, but it never forgets them.